Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I don't give
mentally.
a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Sorry. Sorry, folks. Max clowning. Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock. Red Cup Tech Talk. We're back. We're alive. We're ready to go.
Yeah, for sure, man. Sorry we missed out last night, scheduling conflict. So we slid it to Wednesday night to cover some topics. And we want to start off with, I think, what everybody's talking about, the $50,000 Pro Mod Invitational held at Cecil County Dragway that, in my opinion, seemed to be held for 10 days because of the weather.
Yeah, that was when they started testing Tuesday, I think so.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we've got some really cool guests and friends of ours that are about to come on. Steve King and Jeff Miller. I think everybody knows who they are, indoor car racing. They are with Pilot Racing now, long-standing pro mod races, both individually and as team members. We'll basically get to talk about it.
Without further ado, let's bring them on in here. Let me see what I can do here to try to get some folks in here. Here we go. There we go. Hello.
He pulled a Steve.
Yep. Steve, you there? Jeff, you there?
Technology, baby.
Welcome. Winner. Chicken dinner.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is definitely awesome, man. And, I couldn't be happier, prouder for the two of you guys. I firsthand have seen how hard you guys work, and I damn sure have seen how hard you've worked. You both have personally worked on my car. Wealth of knowledge, super awesome that you're with Gene now, and the resources, the knowledge, the ability, the skill. Man, I'd say that's a perfect storm all the way around.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you both this, just to kind of lead in. I couldn't find any information on the invitational as far as who all was invited and how many cars were invited. Can you guys share a little bit of that?
Talk to him, King.
I think there was 24 cars. There was a couple more coming out of Canada, but I think with the weather forecast, a couple of them kind of turned around and went back. Obviously the rain and more rain, and very understandable. But Halsey's deal with 50,000 on the line. Well, he's going to wait in a monsoon if we had to.
I don't blame you. I definitely don't blame you. Now, did you guys have to do a buy-in too, or was invitational and no entry fee, or how'd that work?
No, it was definitely a buy-in.
I think there was yeah, you got to get involved. Somebody's got to create that purse.
Sure.
Obviously, 24 cars. I'm not quite what it was total, but you had to get invited. I think you paid a little something to get into and go out there and run. I mean, 24 badass cars. I mean, this pro modified division is obviously super competitive.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's the fact that you guys had in the grudge racing.
Turn that off. Your mic. It's reverbing like crazy.
Okay.
There you go.
The fact that you guys had to run off the trailer basically because of one shot to get in. And did you guys go number one? Or you were number one for a minute? Who went number one on that one shot? Was it Decker?
Yeah, we were number one for a little bit, and Kurt Detting came in there and bumped us down to number two.
Okay. All right.
So the final worked out the way it's supposed to then, right?
It did.
That's good. That's good. But you reversed that 1 and 2 there, right?
Very
Yes,
true.
it
I
did.
mean,
So
correct.
Steve is delayed.
All right.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Steve.
I'm a little delayed, I think, slightly.
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
it's up to you. If you want to,
But
you want to drop off and reconnect because it wasn't delayed earlier.
shit, you know how unorthodox I am on this thing.
You got to call in the wife.
She thought her job was
Yeah, I got to call the wife in.
Yeah,
It's
the fact that
awful.
you guys can drop it off.
But it was great. It's really good day for us.
What's that?
Damn, he took a drink and we just heard him talk.
Right.
Sorry, Steve, you're delayed. We're trying to watch you talk.
It was a little bit, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna have to call your wife in.
Yeah. Jeff, get your wife to call his wife and tell her to come down.
Again,
Hey, what's bad is I'm on my wife's phone. She can't call her.
I'm just
She can use my phone though.
Yeah. No, just seeing the numbers that are dropped all the way across. I mean, it really, to me, it seems like pro stock anymore as far as the ETs go. How tight all the ETs are.
It's real close. You look at what they're doing and what we're doing. I never thought that these cars would run so close together.
Yeah, from different transmissions, whether it be the lockup to a combination. I mean, whoever's, I guess, in all fairness, that comes down to the rule right and all that too. But then you sprinkle it in with somebody like Halsey with a nitrous car that. I didn't happen to see anybody know what his best ET was in relation to 61.
64, I think that's the best he went.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I think Scriba went at 60, I believe.
Fred 60 against us in the second round. Yeah, Freddie went 60.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Well, the problem I'll tell you from the old nitrous guy here is it's hard to get a nitrous car to do that consistent because we don't have as much power. It has to be perfect up front to run that number, and I think that's probably his best number yet.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, really for a nitrous car to run a 59, which I believe, other than the radial cars, has not done that yet, because it can't run a 39 up front. You know, if you look at the
Right.
numbers, when they run 60, they might go what, 42, somewhere around there. But
I don't remember what Brad's numbers
cars
were.
had to put.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I can see your lips moving.
Yeah, we don't even hear anything from now, Steve.
Uh-oh. I got the wife coming.
Uh-oh, here she comes.
Help.
You want me to reconnect?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
my
probably
best.
the best thing.
I got like a big delay.
Like a huge
Okay, we're trying.
Thank you, dear.
We suck at yeah.
Well, we
Uh-oh.
so
He's gonna call back in.
I mean, for you guys to run, what did you guys go off the trailer? Probably what, a 915 or something like that, 60 foot off the trailer?
I believe it was 909 or 910 first run.
That's just
How about now, boys?
A lot better.
Wow.
Yeah, it's better.
Thank God for her.
Yeah, thank you. No, we just asked Jeff what your short was right off the trailer. Was it 909 or 910? Steve?
Yes. Every run was 906 to 912. Every run.
God bless, man. That is digging. You know, Flam Hawk, I went 937, and I thought that was digging. That's yesterday's news now.
I think in the final, didn't you go 898 or something like that?
Yeah. We
It
did.
was like 903 or something. And was it 898? I can't remember. I was looking down. The front end was in the air, so I was just kind of tucking along, looking down there at that wind light coming on.
That's
Yeah, it was
The blower
898.
jumped up sideways.
Damn. Now, Steve, let me ask you: did you see that he cherried? Were you able to? Did you have the time to look up?
I did not. The weird thing, I come off the button and I seen that gray front end out there a little bit. I'm like, holy shit, he's out there. I don't know. And he had been like one number faster all during eliminations, right? So I see that front end out there. I'm like, uh-oh. And I was actually reeling him in. And in the middle, when it went from second to third, I looked up and I see the wind light on. And I'm like, did he red light? And then the blower jumped up. So,
oh, damn.
you know, we hurt one there in the final. I mean, hey, this deal here is you got to hurt it. Everyone else is going to hurt it. I know Kurt hurt one or two. This deal's gotten crazy. We all know that. Pro Modified has gotten absolutely sick. What you have to do, I mean, John has this thing on kill. When you let off the button, you better not miss it by a quarter degree because it's going to blow up. I mean, that's how close this, I mean, that's how hard we're running it.
Yeah. I mean, is it fair to say that you guys probably need at least 4 minimum crew members just to keep up with that, and everyone's got to know what the hell they're doing, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys always had a stack, and everyone's when before you even got with pilot, but you guys obviously have to have all your knowledge just so you can run around and keep up in between rounds, man.
Yeah. And I tell you,
what causes that to pop the blower in the traps like that? Is that it leans out or something like that, or?
yeah, leans out. Normally it'll nip a piston, and when it nips out, it puts the pressure back up through the top of the motor.
Okay.
It's the first.
Yeah. Yeah. Mac, you've probably seen
like
that
a nitrous
before.
car anymore.
Yeah. No, it's big flames and all that kind of stuff in the nitrous car when they blow one up.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of blowers, not my tuning, but yeah, no, it's a cool sound, just not really cool.
Yeah, it makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, every combo. Look, you have to run them hard. Every combo. I don't care what combo's out there now. Nitrous, blower. Everybody says this tonight. I'm telling you right now, the way they run this thing on the edge, it's just like having a nitrous car. What I've seen in the past from the nitrous guys, it's gotten crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It
I
has.
actually had in Rockingham a good 10-minute conversation and introduced myself to Travis Harvey. And, he's pretty much driven all today's combos. And that was,
Hmm.
I had to ask him, was like, man, what's your favorite? And I was blown away. He said nitrous car all day long. I'm like, what?
Hmm.
So, hey, I said, man, the screw, he said, it's just a different kind of fun, man. And I said, even the Pro Charger,
Hmm.
man, I'm just a nitrous guy. So I guess teach his own.
Hmm.
I mean, when you look at,
Yep, those
Yeah, that's me.
Mark there beside of you. We know Mark's a nitrous die hard. We know that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
been,
it makes you want to change up after watching you guys go out there and just run a string of 50s, knowing a nitrous car can't get there or hasn't been there yet.
I tell you, they're coming along though, man. The nitrous
Right.
motors are
We get it.
doing way more than I thought they'd do.
yeah, there's no doubt, man. It's, but
Yeah.
in all fairness, I think there was a time to run those crazy numbers with the nitrous cars where they were hanging pistons regularly, where now I think it's transitioned to any application, whether it be you're hurting the motor, you're hurting the Pro Charger, or in y'all's case, piston. And, I
Yeah.
would imagine you have McCamis's blower lift
Yep.
regularly on standby, right?
Absolutely.
Damn, man. And can I ask you this? Does it take the fun out of
Hey,
it?
Fred never
Sorry, Steve. Go ahead, buddy.
some. I say Fred never pulled a cylinder head all weekend. So,
Really?
we're
Wow.
pretty good
That
friends with Fred, and
Yeah.
yeah, he never pulled the cylinder head all weekend.
Wow.
So, hey, hats off. He's on to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And you said he went a 60 against you in the second round. That's who you took out second round? What did you run?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Went
you had him.
61. Yeah, we 005'd his ass.
The way he said it. I like how the we part is like French when you're the only one in the car. That's awesome.
He
Yeah,
just doesn't want my ass to get hurt.
you guys know this. It takes army, guys. It takes army.
It does. Me and in this situation driving his car, that's one thing I really try to be is part of the solution, not part of the problem, and because of
Hmm.
all the hard work that goes behind it, man. And it's like, I'm not saying the driver's easy work, and by no stretch of imagination, Steve, I know your hands are as far in any kind of engine doings just as much as the rest of the fellows on the team, but that's not my forte. So, what I do with in this particular case when he's doing mad thrashing and all that, I clean, because he's a clean freak. So it's like, hey, I'm doing I'm staying in my wheelhouse. I'm cleaning, you know.
When we were working on your Pro Mod a couple times, I noticed you doing a lot of cleaning then too.
Yes, sir, man. I mean, hey, I know my level of what the hell I can do. So when I'm fortunate enough to get back behind the wheel, man, it's my job to not suck. So
I tell you, you were right badass on that reaction time too.
thank you, and I appreciate it, man. That's definitely what I pride myself, whether I'm driving or riding.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, Steve,
I
and
get it.
I
I
know you're a
get it.
little delayed.
Look,
I'll let you talk here, but is it fair to say that? I'm not throwing shade on Stedding Kurt by any stretch of imagination. I'm sure he knows how deadly you were dragging that Christmas tree with you all day long. Was probably why he pushed the tree.
He did, but he's one of the best guys out there.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, he was 10 and 15 all day as well.
Okay.
And you push it that close at one, 10 and 10, one way or the other, you red or green.
Yeah. Yeah. You live and die by it. But when you're splitting hairs like you guys are with the ETs, any advantage you're gladly going to take, man.
You have to. 100th anywhere in this deal and pro modified, you leave anything on the table. First round, I was 30 and I about got beat. So, and then Freddie was 40, who years ago, probably 40 would be good in a pro mod car, but that's not going to cut it nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not, man. I mean, it's, not compared to what the ETs were. In the final round, did you guys go 58 in the final and he went 59? Am I right? Did I see that right? 59.
59 and a 60, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome, man. And and again, I'm going to go back to really just saying the Salemis, is especially John. If he's standing behind a car, I swear, and you guys know better than me, and I'll let you touch on it. Everyone gets his all. I mean, there's no favoritism. If he's turning wrenches and tuning or anything on anyone's car, it's hauling ass, right?
That's the truth. It is. It is. And we don't have any feeling that he holds anything back on our car.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Man,
It surely doesn't look like it.
Yep.
No,
I
if
mean,
there's more left in it, I'd like to see it because we're taking out parts the way it's running now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But in all fairness, I don't think anybody thought these cars would repetitively run these numbers, whether it be 3, 4, 5 years ago. So to think that 340s isn't going to be a regular in 2 years, you think it's preposterous, but it might not be.
Might not be.
Was the air really that good to support that number, or
I
was
agree.
it just track? Because I mean, when I watched PDRA and I watched the the ET, the online ET thing, um, it doesn't seem like they were consistently go that quick early. A bunch of I see a lot of I see more. I saw more sub 9 60 foots than you might see one here or there, but I had to see at least 4 or 5
Really?
that were 898, 897, 899. And I'm like, damn, is that track that good? Or is it the air? I mean, that wasn't really blower air with all that rain, right? You had compressing all that water.
Yeah, the air wasn't that great. The track was on point. Those guys, Halsey really did a great job on the track. It really was tight.
Good deal.
Well, he surely has the equipment, and
Like,
I mean, you to come up, what was it, Sunday morning, I guess, and just go out there and just rip one off. I mean, that's pretty big.
Hmm.
Steve, I got to say, I watched you. I found a link to, I guess NHRA was streaming it because Jay Warren was gone, and I saw that 60 that you cut by yourself. Me and Mac were talking about before we got on online here, and I'm like, I know that's what I do. If I don't have anybody next to me, I kind of lay back off the tree and he was like, "Oh no, I do it all the time." I'm like, "Nah, Steve, don't be cutting no damn 60s. Get out of here." And you came right back and went to 15. I'm like, "Yeah, that looks more like it."
I did not want to leave before that tree activated. I can tell you that. I didn't want to have that on a buy, right?
Right.
Yeah, that would certainly suck. I can totally understand that. That makes a mound of sense, you know?
Yeah. So on a buy, if you
Yep.
red light on a buy, you're
If
out.
it goes through, yeah. No, you can go red as long as the tree drops.
Oh, you're talking about as long as the
I
tree
don't
drops.
care about yeah. Yeah, as long as the tree activates, you're good, right? And
Right.
I just didn't want to go before the yellow come on. That was my biggest fear, throwing the buy run away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a total shit way. That might be a jump out before the shoots come out way. Because I wouldn't want to deal with the rest of them.
Right.
So hey, smart.
I want to see yellow. I want to see yellow. You know what? I feel way better. The last couple of years, I've took out some cones and a few things because I've been pretty aggressive driving, and that's just kind of been my style. But hey, I feel like I came back and proved myself a little bit here at this race.
100%. Yeah.
Well, it was
Mhm.
definitely on a string every run. It
Yeah.
didn't look like there was a whole bunch of steering input on any of those runs. I mean, it was pretty much.
Yeah.
100%. I did not have to turn the steering wheel. It is great to drive a race car that smooth. It's I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we're in race mode, and depending on whether it's grudge or we're in one of these shootouts or whatever, I get the green light. I'm like, look, this thing gets dumb. I get permission to drive it, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I just want to hear it.
Good man. Good
Yeah.
man.
I don't want to be that guy, man. I for sure don't. And catching something
100%.
those magnitudes, like with tire shake and being able to continue on, and not put yourself, the car, or the guy next to you in danger. It's unless you've been behind the wheel, and both of you, all of us have. It's easy to talk about, but when things go right, I don't want to discredit anybody. Most people can drive them. It's when they don't, can you?
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean
Correct.
that's huge and key. But so you raced. You had who was first round? Who did you guys take out first round?
Matt Deesh.
Okay, that's the
We
on.
had Matt D.
This guy, y'all are terrible.
Ah, that boy is badass on a tree too, and their car's running good.
Yeah. What did he run? 60, 66 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just hard to watch those
Yeah,
guys.
65.
For Halsey. I mean, I don't think Halsey can put a string of 4 runs 60 flat. It's hard for a nitrous car to do that. Everything's got to hit just right. The lockup's just got to hit just right. It doesn't need to chatter, and when it's pulling the front end up, although Halsey's got his calmed down pretty good, it doesn't really do that too much. But I don't see anybody doing that in the nitrous world where they can pull that off 4 rounds in a row to beat out what you guys got when you've got that much power to run to 58, 57, 59, and you can rip those off every run.
Yeah.
That race was pretty incredible. I mean, makes me
Fred-
want to go buy a Pro Charger or a Supercharger or something like that. Because I mean, good gracious, it seems like everybody's got that figured out. But I don't want to hear all that noise, so I'm going to let him talk about that.
Come on, man. I told him, man. Any blower car, we can be doing anything with his car. Blower car starts up. I'm like, he's asked me before, man, if you had your choice. I'm like, screw blower, screw. Yeah.
I guess I'd
Yeah.
have to drive one. But I mean, look at Travis is like Max said before. Travis has driven everything.
Yeah.
And he likes the nitrous car better than all the other ones. I'd like to ask him, is it the noise? Because I know racing against you guys is horrible in a nitrous car because you can't hear it. All I hear is what's in the next lane. You just hear, and you hope you don't hear this. You ran away.
They do make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
That's what makes them
They
awesome.
do.
Everything.
I think Fred's nitrous car is probably right now. I know it doesn't show out there now, but right now Fred has the most consistent nitrous car out there, even over Halsey. I mean, Fred's made, I think he told me 23 out of 24 runs in a row since he picked this new car up.
That's awesome. Yeah. Because I did all the body work on his last car, and he swore that was his last car. He swore.
He's done that a couple times.
Yeah.
That is correct.
He's like, my son's got kids now. He's just getting older. He doesn't really want to come to this shit. This is it, Mac. And then I go up to Chuck's to drop a helmet off for body work, and I saw the car before everybody, and I'm like, he's not done. I'm like, shit, this fucking shit, right?
Right.
All of the sickness, all of them.
Yeah. It's definitely, you'll spend all your time, your money, and the whole 9 yards, man. It's I don't know, but all the blood, sweat, and tears, for lack of better terms, I'm sure all came to full circle yesterday. Or Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, no, which is completely awesome, man. I was texting Steve probably before he turned off. I was so excited. I was lucky enough that I happened to sit down. I'm like, oh shit, it's live, man. When he lit that cherry, I was jumping in my living room. I really was happy for you guys, man. I'm definitely happy for you.
Yeah. So when's the next ass cut? What's that?
I say when I got out of the car, Jeff Mel was there. When I tell you Mr. Pilot was literally in tears, I'm telling you, I've never seen that man like that. That's how happy he was.
Right. I bet. And to put a number up like that too. I mean, that's running the table there. Fast, quick, good light, take the W.
He didn't back into anything. That was an earned from bell to bell. That's run the table like that, and even for Kirk, qualify number 1 and be in the final, buddy, that's gangster shit, man. And that's,
it is.
it definitely sucks to take the L. And me personally, and you guys don't have to divulge, when I get into the final, not if I have an open relationship with the person that I'm racing, no matter if it's cars or bikes, I'm talking money. I don't want to go home with nothing.
Right.
So
Right.
that's working
Right.
heavy on the winter side. We're gonna go out here and beat these fuckers up for something. But can I get a little something if I suck? That's what I say.
That's not our job now. We let Mr. Pilot make those decisions.
There you go, man. Sometimes that's great. Quite honestly, that's great because my guys, I give 10% of the winnings to the guys, and believe it or not, I always go, "Hey, man, you guys fine with this?" And they don't have a say, but they do. It's like, "Hey, man, I'm cutting
Yeah.
money, but we can either go all in, and I'd like to think I'm going to get this done, but if we lose, then we're leaving with shit." So
Right.
I always try to stack the deck, but I have never talked about that kind of cabbage. $12,400 the most I've talked about, and that's on a motorcycle. So for us, that's $50,000.
Right. Right.
Because like back in the day when I won that Door
Yes.
Wars, it's like, okay, I won $5,000. I got 2 trophies, one of which my ex-wife took in a divorce, which is fucking comical. Sidebar. She had to have the really cool one with the flames that you guys probably have 10 of. It was the only one I've ever gotten. But I still have the one. And we I think we broke a lifter or something about 1,000 foot. So you do $7,000 worth of damage. By the time I paid the tuner and paid the truck driver and paid everybody else, I was still in the red.
Yeah, still in the red.
But I'm thinking I got 2 trophies, maybe for 3 more months. She didn't.
Just think if you didn't get a trophy.
Yeah. But we're not there for that. That's
Yeah,
just
well worth the money. Well worth it.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Well worth the money. Yeah, but it's about time these purses are, up where they are for you guys. Because even quite honestly, exactly what I said, $50,000 isn't shit for what Gene is
for
putting
the
in.
level
you
have to run these cars at. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about that last week. The cost per run.
Yeah.
When you add up for you guys, whether it's oil and rods and bearings and tires and oil, transmission, whatever you have to run in the transmission, I'm going to guess you carry triples of all of that.
Yeah.
You add all that. I'm going to guess for you guys, what it's like $700 or $800 a run.
What do you think, King?
I don't know if you can do it for that.
Yeah,
I was going to say. I mean, it's when you have to run at that level, and I'm talking $700 or $800. That's if you don't break anything.
Sure.
You come back and adjust valves and change oil, check rods, do whatever, and go back out there. But it's always going to break something. It's always some dumb crap that happens, and you're pulling heads off, and then you got to replace that. By the time the weekend's over, you've gone through $5,000 worth of parts, if not more. So
Yeah.
when you average that out, I mean, it's really expensive to run that, and I really think that's what, in my opinion, for the nitrous guys, it seems like that's kind of what ran them away from PDRA. But the boost classes are alive and well.
Well, a lot of nitrous guys switched over to
that too.
to Pro
That
Boost.
too.
So
Yeah.
not with blowers, with Pro Chargers.
Yes.
When I say a lot, is it fair to say 5 or more?
Yes. Pro Boost.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Steve?
I say Pro Boost is the baddest class out there right now.
Yeah.
I agree. I would definitely agree, man. I think that's probably year 3 that it's been that way. Is that fair to say? That's probably the 3rd year that it's really been stacked. I mean,
Yeah, I'd say you're right.
yeah, because you look at Pro Nitrous, I mean, shit, a lot of those guys went elite top sportsmen. So you got, I told him, and we've had numerous conversations, I've got no interest, and I'm a bracket racer at heart. I still love my bracket racing. Bracket racing running 370s, 380s. Trying to look out the fuck.
Right.
I don't want nothing to do with that. I mean, you guys are drivers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you shut your eyes, yell America, and hope it's right, and then hit the chute. I think I saw a fender. I mean, I don't know.
I think King does that.
Yeah. I used to be able to get away with in quarter mile racing. 1,000 foot, it's kind of settled down if shit's going right, even if you're on a 5-second pass. But 1/8 of a mile, and I'm talking I was 385, 386. That's not 350s.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, I mean that 360. When I went 366 in Flamont's car, one of the calls I got pretty much right away was Camp Stanley, and congratulate me because it was live, and he goes, "Hey boy, you getting caught looking at that fucking chute lever?" And he was right. I couldn't find the lever, so I looked up. And when I looked up, I went like that, and it was 207. So the car made a move, throw the chutes,
Right.
pulled it back. I look like I'm down here fucking Solomon. I was like, dude, I ain't never been that fast, man. I was like, what the
That's what parachutes are for, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just sitting
They
here trying
make it all
I'm trying to
better.
make it stop. I'm shutting everything off. Like, what? Make this stop. No, guys, you guys are badass,
Right.
man, and your team
Right.
for sure is. Did they go off of the PDRA rules to keep parity between nitrous and everybody? See Steve shaking his head. No. How did they do the rules?
No. I think all the boosted cars got 50 pounds or 50 or 60, somewhere in there, more than the nitrous cars. And I think the nitrous guys actually got another 25 off. I think that's the way I understood it.
Okay. So shit, what could they weigh? Like what, 2,300?
No, if they got 25, I think that puts them at 24. I think they're 24, 25 for PDRA. So that might be 2,400.
Yeah.
I think that's correct.
Damn. And the Pro Charge car that wrecked was brown, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Man, that looked, from what the clip I saw, it looked pretty violent. He was okay.
He got out of the car.
Damn.
I don't know about
That's
the rest.
what we heard.
Yeah. Yeah, and it didn't look like it
that's
looked like it
awful.
started to hunt out of the groove from behind and then kind of made it right. Is that what you guys saw?
Yeah, it looked like it was up the middle a little bit, and then it turned right pretty hard and went into the wall.
Yeah. And that's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
that amount
We've
of
all
time.
done it. We've all done that.
Yeah. Well, I hope I never
Yeah.
do. I hope I never do. I told him he's going to get mad at me for lifting sooner than me overdriving. I'm hoping. At least that's my plan. Knock on wood, King. I don't have the laps you guys have. Jeff, you as well, but I haven't touched anything, so I hope I never do, But I'm also not running 50s.
Yeah.
That's I'm not the smartest guy in the books.
Yeah, the cones are pretty happy right now.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely good, man. It's good. What's the next race for you guys? Did I miss that earlier?
Norwalk, Ohio.
And when is that? You guys got a couple of weeks off?
No, we're leaving Tuesday night or Wednesday morning next week.
Yeah, that's next week. That's PDRA, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys aren't doing anything northeast. Isn't that what you said last show, Steve? Okay.
Yeah, all PDRA and then a couple outlaw races here.
Okay. Well, good deal, man. I would chase the money because you guys got a fucking horse, man. You definitely do. And, and again, none of my business, but hopefully Salemi's reaping extra benefits because it's his cars, that he's tuning that are running the table. You guys are twins, man.
Yeah, and you can't forget about Stawicki doing the engines. He's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, definitely. So that's who does y'all's engines. They go back with him.
Gene's
still.
put a whole group together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, they go back up to New York.
Okay. So they bring the engines and you guys drive the rig and all that stuff? Because don't you keep it at your place, Jeff?
No, it's all with Mr. King now. I moved down towards Colonial Beach, and I don't have the room for it.
Okay. So it's Steve's deal to drive, so everybody convenes at the race. That's good, man. That's awesome, man. Yeah, like you said, you guys. I remember when you were talking, before this whole deal came about. When you had the Camaro and it was blue, and you're like, man, if this works out, we're gonna get to keep doing this shit and not pay. So, man, that's a great gig, man. And he's only taking it to the next level, And I asked Steve last month when he was on the show, has he ever tried to drive in it? And he said he did a burnout and a 60-foot launches. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah,
he got at the end of the track and he was shaking pretty good. And he said, I'm going to be an owner.
That's a little late now, right? Yeah.
We were very happy about that.
Yeah. Jeff, how fast have you been 8th mile, quarter mile yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
387, I believe, as quick as I've been.
Do you miss it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know my limitations. I'm okay with the car and handling, but I don't know when it was. I got out of the car after I red lit against somebody that I had way covered, and I just pulled the steering wheel out and handed to King. I said, "It's your turn. I'm tired of spending our money and doing stupid shit."
No shit.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure Steve was like, okay. Like when he called me, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Let's go. You have any questions or anything with him?
No.
Well, that's
Well, guys,
exactly.
no, I commend you guys, and I appreciate y'all taking another 40 minutes out of your time, as you bound to be whooped, because I'm sure you're back to regular everyday work and life and all that
Yeah.
shit. So we won't tie up any more of your time, and I sincerely appreciate y'all taking the time to call into the show, man. Because I know I've told you before, but I am definitely a fan, and sooner or later I'm gonna hopefully make it out to watch you guys and hang out with y'all.
Good. We'd like to see you.
Good
You
deal,
too,
man.
Mr. Hayes. Come on by.
All righty.
Yeah, we appreciate.
Absolutely. Come on by there like this. Like,
Our,
okay, go ahead and start it up, Steve.
I got to go work on the training yet. We got to work.
You got to go work on what, Steve?
I got to go work on a damn trailer. I still got a business to run.
Oh,
Oh, man,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. You got to make the paper, man. That's what pays to play. Well, not in this case. At least pays for you to go away to play.
Yeah. I tell ya.
Well, guys,
All
we got to
right,
let y'all
guys.
go, man. I appreciate the shit out of it. I wish you nothing but luck in Norwalk next week, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Hopefully, we'll have you back on after another win.
Thank you.
That'd be
Okay,
great.
guys.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Have a good
All
evening.
right.
Oh, man,
Guys,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, that was Jeff Miller, Steve King, the winners of the $50,000 invitational over Stedding. Which is super cool. They're good guys with a stack and ton of knowledge, and I think he said would they hurt 2 bullets? He was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's par for the course out there, man. Having the knowledge, the know-how, and the will to put them back together. I don't know. Does he mean it to?
Yeah, I don't know if Jeff knows what he's doing over there.
I don't think he does. You can ask him.
No,
Still
because
good,
it's
nothing
froze up.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, we're gonna parlay that into talking a little bit about my weekend. Not necessarily what I did down at Rockingham, but we had a Elite 460 race.
Winner.
Yeah,
Much
yeah.
like we said last week, winner. Was it worth the ride?
Yes.
Yes, I think it was.
Yes, it was 100% worth the ride. What's up, Deshay? Deshay, my guy, my right hand man down there. We killed it. We had a couple bumps going. I hit a blown tractor trailer tire on the way down and destroyed a couple of tires on my dually. And we limped it there and limped it home and had a really great weekend of 460 racing. I was fortunate enough to get the win against some really tough competitors, man. But
Hold on,
what?
sidebar. So I just want you all to see this that everything's good with William Brown.
Oh,
Like I said,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
good.
Thanks for the update there, Michelle.
Thank you. Yeah,
You want
definitely.
people to know that that was a rough hit.
It was.
And so
It was, man.
the fact that, much like we've talked about before, about having all your safety crap on, having your Hans device on, not leaving one side unhooked, and all
Right.
that other bullshit, belts tight,
Yeah.
and a good car, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a pouring seat and all the
All the good
head
stuff.
surround, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
and to be able to get out of a whack like that, because I think he rolled through there like 211.
Yeah, he hit it hard. Man.
So yeah, that's great news.
Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Glad he's okay. But no, what I was saying, really impressed with the facility as a whole, Rockingham. This is another legendary badass track that's going through a buyout, and I didn't get the fella's name that owns it, but he pretty much was running the bar the entire time. You go figure. I never went to the bar, but my good buddy Jimmy Shiflett did, because I was busy servicing my bike going rounds, and I'm not being funny. So we made it a point to go around, really kind of take some pictures. But the track surface itself, both lanes, bar none, top flight. You know, it looked like they added another set of bleachers. They still have, of course, have the concrete bleachers that need a little bit of love, but some new buildings. They added on to the one concession where they added the bar. And that was really cool, man. They served pretty much the entire time. They had music and all that going on, but the track surface nice and flat, where it was really kind of sketchy and bumpy. Getting your time slip in front of the ticket booth, all that is paved, which is really nice, especially for a motorcycle guy getting pushed. Makes it nice and easy to do the transition. That was just an up top picture so you could see everything. They repainted the tower. They repainted all the buildings. But the flow of the race, as far as the track personnel, one thing I can't answer is whether or not it was track personnel or it was Lance's and Travis's personnel. Either way, I think all the way around was 100% good. Are we going off one?
No, the CA said it sounded like a robot again.
So, oh, you need that over
Yeah,
there. So yeah, no, that sounds better. But just they had somebody running the lanes. You had somebody running the water. In years past, I'm a huge fan of Steve Earwood, but you'd pull up there and there'd be two employees there, and he was the guy that cleaned the truck, took your ticket, gave you a ticket, and checked you in. And it was a little bit shorthanded. Where this particular scenario was just well run, and again, both lanes equal, both sides, really, really good. They were supposed to have a big tire race. I only saw Chris Rainey's car on the property.
yeah. I'm not even sure because I didn't see any of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't see. Again, I was busy racing, so I'm not saying no big tires went down. I know Rainey had a grudge match with the Pro Charge car. I didn't see it myself, but there wasn't any big tire action. But a lot of small tire cars there, and they had a pretty big storm come through Friday night with a lot of rain. Which was just enough rain that we couldn't do any qualifying or any running on Friday night, but it was fine on Saturday. So track prep organization, they called you up, they ran you in time and in line, and Lance, of course, put some money on top like he always does. Lance in the No Time series, top flight in my opinion. Travis, awesome guy. I met him for the first time personally myself. Had a really nice conversation with him. Oh, Chris lost to the small tire car. Thank you, Deshay. I did not know that. So Rini lost to the small tire car. But that's the picture of the bar for you folks that are interested.
Yeah, that's where we'd be.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make it over there, but
folks
my
out there day drinking. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that day
This
drinking.
is nonsense.
Yeah, that's bizarre to be day drinking.
Yeah. Anyway, so years ago, this is way back.
Mhm.
All of this through here, guys, was all new. All this is where people used to park golf carts and crap.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it more fan friendly.
Yeah.
You can sit in the shade because in the summertime, man, you're out there blazing.
Yeah.
You can get up under some shade and I guess you said they had music going on out there.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, they had some music, and everything was good, man. I mean, like I said,
how was the track surface?
Flat. Both lanes.
Left lane didn't have a hump down by the finish line.
I can tell you, I never hit it on my bike. Now, granted,
you
the width of my tire.
feel it on a bike. It's
Yeah,
solid. So.
yeah. Unless it's in one area and I missed it every time. I
Right.
did spend a good bit of my time in the right lane, but I want to say I made 3 passes in the left lane, and it was good all the way around, man. I mean, just the whole experience. It was well run. So we were elated to be there and happy to be there. So. I know there's been talk of Jason Miller taking our series, XDA, Extreme Drag Bike Association, there next year. So whether or not he does come through with that, I don't know yet. But I'm looking forward to it if he does. There was a time that I really could not like going down to Rockingham, and I wouldn't say that's the case now. Surface is good. Just again all the way around. The showers and stuff, I believe, are not done. But they're putting showers in and all.
Really?
That. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep. They're putting showers in. I mean, the fella's definitely kicking some money back, but my buddy Jimmy Shiflett talked to the owner while getting his however many drink, because the owner was the one serving, and he basically just told him how great the track is, and the fella thanked us from a bike standpoint, said it's a really cool class, and I like that we get to run with this grudge deal. With Lance and them, because there's a lot of people who don't know about our series, and to see the sea of 460 with some change dropped by everyone, not just myself. I mean, if you can't bring a 20 or better light and be all over that number, you know, it's our version of Pro Mod that we were just talking about with the cars, just on an index.
Right.
You know, it's super, super tight.
Yeah, one thing I did want to ask. So when you guys run, because you run a slick,
Mm-hmm.
at those kind of events that
Mhm.
are primarily radial, do
Yeah.
they run a dragger down there before you go, or
Mhm.
you guys jump right out there on that glue?
No. They run a dragger
Okay,
down through.
okay.
Matter of fact, right before the final round, they had some radial cars and stuff, and they came up and said, "Hey, man, if you guys wouldn't mind picking the pace, we want to run you prior."
Right.
You know, which is, you know, thankful and grateful. But I had no problem. My bike was just, you know, obviously running on a rail, and it seemed to be so was everybody else's. You know, everybody was all over the number, and it made for great competition, man. And we do call outs. Our group of guys that are in the point series. I think there's 15 of us this year. It's a whole lot of fun, man. You know, we qualify just when we only go to the Elite 460 races just to determine who gets to call who out. It's not that we run off the qualifying ladder. So
Right.
it's super cool. We enjoy the hell out of it. These are just some videos that I took of, you know, the cars and the different rigs and stuff that were there, just to show everybody. You know, it was a good turnout. I wouldn't say it was super packed or super crazy, but for sure it was a good turnout. So thank you to Rockingham, and thank you to Lance and to Travis for having us. I know we're slated to go to Piedmont um, in October like we normally do, but it's not a points race. So that one's up in the air as far as that goes, you know. Deshay said it rained for 15 minutes, didn't do anything but drag the track, and we got straight to it. So, you know, he's right about that. No issues, man. They just you know, they had vendors there. It was this is where I just kind of want to get the view of the bar, and everybody was patronizing the bar, that's for sure.
Right.
But the last time I was there was 2 years ago, before the ownership change, and that place looked like it was abandoned where the bar is. I mean, they weren't even doing concession. I don't know if the deal was in the middle being done and nobody gave a damn. You know, I don't know if that was the key to that. But, you know, all in all, if anybody's wondering about Rockingham, perfect, man. You know, you can take your car, bike, radial, you know, big tire car, anything along those lines down there, and know you're going to get a nice track surface.
Good stuff.
And that summarizes, you know, we were slated, we meaning me, slated to be in VMP tomorrow for our next XDA race. And unfortunately, due to Mother Nature, Jason had to call the race. So I don't know really where you're going to be able to race anywhere.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to drown this weekend. I don't think it's going to be too good of a deal.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of rain and a whole lot of nothing, you know. So for me, it's kind of opened up the opportunity to get caught up with home improvement projects and stuff that I should have been doing instead of going out racing. But I'm not complaining. Even with flat tires and everything else, we got another win and extended the points lead. And in this game, you can go from hero to zero real quick. So the points is what I'm in it for. You know?
Yep, I got you. I'm trying to find. I got some other stuff. Local news.
Yeah. What's next up in the grudge world this weekend? Is there anything that's running this weekend?
I don't think there's anything. Folks in the comments, you can shoot something in there and see. Because I'm not really sure what is actually going on this weekend. I know next weekend we have
We should be at
Larry's
NYR.
race, but for whatever reason,
That's
I
Fred's
can't-
race we're going to next week, right?
Yeah, Larry. Yeah,
Larry's.
Custom Tees and
Fred.
Fred Wheeler. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. That's Sunday next week, Memorial Day weekend. So with any luck, this rain will get the hell out of here, and we'll be down there. And I know that's where we race for sure. Shack Attack, right?
I don't know if anything's really for sure because they're waiting for parts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It was a little
yeah.
changing. I did not know that. Well, let's hope they get their parts. You know, I know they're supposed to still do a big tire shootout. We had Fat Albert on here, and if he got a decent amount of cars, he was talking about putting 1,000 on top.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at, but I seem to get the can't get the thing to download. So we'll keep chatting it up until I can get y'all a flyer here to look at. I don't know why I'm not. Do you see that on your?
It just came to mind, so it should come in now.
Okay, I'm guessing we're just that slow.
Just go
We
up
got
and
that
down.
much of a
Yeah, because it
delay.
came to my phone. Maybe it'll refresh, but it did just show a message. So it should be coming up. Yeah, we just want to touch on the upcoming grudge races, you know, anything along those lines. So if anybody wants to call in, talk about, who they have or what they got going or what race is up next, we're certainly open to talking about that.
Yeah, and Jason Gray, well, he might be on the other line. Jason Gray went on and jumped out the window. Is going to run Trigger Man at 10 o'clock on Sunday
at the creek.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that ought to be interesting.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, okay. Getting ready to stand me up straight.
Well, how many races does he have lined up? Do you know? Probably 4, 5. No, I know he's always working. By the time we get there, so it'll be 4 or 5.
There you go.
There's a flyer for next Sunday's.
Yeah, Big Fred and AC's going to be on Mike and Larry T. So that's what we got next Sunday. So they're actually putting 5,000 on top for Big Tire. They just. I was just talking to them earlier today. So
that is awesome.
Putting some good money out there. $250 entry, and I'm not really sure. I didn't get a chance to actually talk to them about the how they're carving that up. Whether it's just 5,000
total or
plus
heavy,
your entry, and it's all going on top.
Oh, I gotcha.
How they're going to carve that up, winner, runner up.
What was originally the buy-in? 250, 350?
I'm not really sure.
Don't know.
So because this is one of the races that they pulled out of. So
I gotcha.
This is what we talked to last week to Fred about.
Gotcha. Yep.
Not Fred. I'm sorry.
Fat Albert.
Fat
Albert. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Sorry.
For Big Tires, and I think we'll be able to get.
Mike Walker just said, "I heard 5K plus entry."
Yeah, right. Okay. That's what I got right up here. So if you got your phone, look at I've got the flyer that they sent.
Good deal. Thanks, Mike.
Larry T. I talked to Larry T. about it. I do talk to other folks, contrary to what people think. So they got some pretty good money out there, and like I said, they got
That's awesome.
The guest star Trigger Man coming in town to try to kick ass, and hopefully we can hold his ass off. And,
okay.
He's got a few good races with the local cars around here, so he's coming from out of town to try to stand some folks up. See what we can do.
Yeah. Fight the fight.
Yeah. So that'll be.
Biggest thing is hopefully we get a decent amount of Big Tire cars.
Yeah. We can only hope. I mean, they've got a race that Saturday, so we'll.
That's right, the Capital Race, and then whether or not Robin Hood, Mr. Purnell was his name.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Nice fella. He called in and said, depending on how that goes, he may come to the race, and we may have a grudge race with him. We just don't know.
So they're going to run, as they usually do with these radio races. We'll run during the day, and then all the vampire radio guys will run at night. They're scared of running in the sun.
So Big Tires during the day, radios at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it ought to be a pretty good show. I mean, I don't know whoever might be left as they're going down south, if they've got anybody from coming up from the south to cut through MIR.
Who's heading to Capitol that might come there, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, long day of racing, 11 to 10. I'm sure the gates probably open at 9, something like that. So
looking forward to it.
Should be a good thing. And also, later on in the year, we're working on having another invitational Big Tire race in the fall with a pretty good purse, probably more like 5,000, at least 5 to win.
Okay.
And we're going to try to pay back to 16 car field, pay all the way back to 16.
Really?
So yeah, we're trying to do something a little different here.
Okay. I like it.
Where guys that if you pay in, I think it's 300. I think we're going to try to do something around 300. We haven't figured all the particulars out, but like 300 buy-in and first round loser gets 500 back. So it makes it worth everybody's while to come out there. And this is kind of what we were talking about with Steve and Jeff.
Yeah.
That as much money as guys put in these cars, the money needs to kind of be spread around to where if you show up, and you can get in, you can do that. And it's not going to be necessarily chip draw per round. We're going to do something a little different there, so there's not so much disorganization. There's not, trying to find everybody.
Transition,
yeah. So it's I don't think they want me to put out how we're going to do it, but it'll be one chip draw, and that's it. The chip you got is the chip you you're going to run the entire event, and you'll
Okay.
just flip for lanes every time you go up. So it's something a little different.
Okay. Any
Um,
idea on where that may be? Thinking
MIR, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
That's okay.
at MIR. That's going to be in the fall sometime, but that's still in the works. And hopefully we can move that into, doing a small series of that next year.
Awesome.
So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be pretty good.
That's good, man. One more option, one more place. I
Yeah.
like the thought of that, man, because I think there's a lot of people that are interested in it, and just want options. That is, He's saying turn the volume up.
Oh man, I got it on. Goddamn.
How about now, Deshay? Maybe we just need to talk louder. How about now?
Yeah, because look, we had to cut one of the mics off because of I think the feedback. These super sensitive mics were feeding back left to right, and that was causing issues. So
Yeah.
how's that? Is that any better? Turn it up here too.
Delayed. Turn your fingers up, Deshay, and type back so we know. My man. Thank you, Laura. She said it's better.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. So that's better.
Right.
Well, that's cool, man. That's news to me. That's late breaking stuff on a potential new.
Yeah, we're just kind of we got to confirm some things before finalize the money and all that. It's definitely going to happen. We're just trying to, before we make a formal announcement, get the particulars finalized.
See, why don't you put up that comment that Gordon just said? It's probably a little delayed. You haven't seen it yet. It's going to come up underneath Deshays where it says y'all good.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because I don't know who started that.
What's that?
Basically, Gordon Thomas Jr. said, "Mark, you ever thought about bringing back the Frantic 7?"
Actually, Gordon, I've talked to Royce about that, and so here's the issue with that. There's so many guys out here that want to run no time and don't want to light the boards. If you run Frantic 7, you got to light the boards. If Royce is going to do it, he's going to do it on a qualified field and all that. And so the no time thing just doesn't work for a qualified field. How are you going to qualify? And I mean, I could probably talk to him about what we're trying to do with this deal in the fall for next year. Maybe I'll do that. I talk to him every time I see him at the track, and we talk about the good old days of Frantic 4, Frantic 7, kicking ass, taking names, all that kind of stuff. And
that was cool.
And the reasons why it died out. And, and really it was just parity, which is usually what makes classes die out.
Sure.
Whether it's either parity or it's money or a combination of both.
Right.
And, for guys back then when it started to die down and everybody's running a quarter mile, you had to have a pretty good steam. You had to run 230. You had to run 16s, 620s, and they were worried about the little guy that only goes 640. Well, then you just can't compete.
Yeah.
And they tried to move rules around, where you'd get 100 pounds if you were 10th faster in the field. And I was usually like 8 numbers faster to a 10th.
Right.
And I'm like, if I hit a good one, I'm not putting 100 pounds in my car. I'm done. I'm out. And that's when I stopped running it.
Right.
And Scriba stopped running it.
Yeah.
And I think Burnley might have stayed in.
Wasn't Tommy Gray running? And just playing the
he
field?
Would come every once in a while, but
Yeah.
that he was done because he was way faster. He was faster than we were.
Yeah. And he had a blower car by then, right? It wasn't a nitrous car, was it?
Oh yeah, he'd been had a blower car by then.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Tommy, he playing with the rules, the gearing, and all that kind of crap. Yeah, he was crafty. I'll put it that way. Back in the day, he was crafty with the rules, but he was fast.
Yeah. Yeah, he still is. He's still got fast shit, but he, as far as I can pay attention, he's selling one day, not the next.
Right. Right.
I get it though. I don't know. These cars will give you a love-hate relationship, whether you're in one day, you're out the next, or, do you really want to keep up with having to be able to work on your cars as much as like King and Miller were saying? Right. In between each and every round, the amount of stuff they have to do it's insane, man.
Yeah. Well, I would say the level of work necessary to do what we do.
Sure.
surely in the 5-inch world. The 5.3 world, I'm not really sure about the blowers. I'm going to guess they don't have to run them that hard to run against the crap we've got. But in the 5-inch world, yeah, you don't tend to tear up as much. Once
Right.
you move to a 5.3, you've got a way bigger camshaft. I kept 16 spare valve springs, and it's just a lot more
Sure.
maintenance, time, effort. You break a valve spring and drop one, now you've got a whole nother myriad of issues. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, again, we're back to parity and money.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Parity and money is key, man. I mean, that's what makes or breaks any class, and money will kill any class if you let it. And no fault to anyone that has it. And hey, if you can afford to throw better parts or throw more parts than the next guy, well, I tell you, man, stack the deck.
right.
I know I always try to.
Yeah. We'll just keep it moving. We'll see what happens. I guess since your ass is bored this weekend and it's going to be raining, we'll be finalizing everything on the car, and so we'll be ready to push it in the trailer next. I guess that's Sunday, so I guess we'll load everything up Saturday, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll try to run this. My guess is that we'll run Shack Attack on the shakedown of this
The shootout.
of the shootout. Um,
Sweet.
so that's back to that again.
Yeah.
And
Looking forward to it.
that's if he got his parts back and he's ready to go. If he's not, then we'll probably
Was
just.
that always discussed, or did he go out and hurt it or something? Or
I
what
think they
happened?
broke a drive shaft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's just part of racing. It is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're waiting to get stuff back. They've got another week, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, let's hope they do, man. Hopefully for them and for us, so we can race.
Yeah.
Either way, we're gonna be there turning tires. I know that.
Yeah, burn some gas up. See what happens. I'm sure they'll have 8 cars there, so we can do something.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's. They didn't say, but I'm going to guess that's run what you brung because there's no rules there. So there is such thing as run what you brung without rules.
Right.
There's a difference between run what you brung, folks.
Right.
And run what you brung with the rules. This deal we're doing the invitational in the fall. It is, it's invitational and it's run what you brung. So the cars we're going to invite, they're I think there's primarily nitrous cars, I believe is what they said, but
Okay.
There's going to be no rules. We're not going to have to email rules around, behind the sheets or anything like that. It is truly run what you brung. That's what it's going to be.
Okay.
And it in that light, that's what run what you brung means. The shirt, that Colonial Beach shirt I wore 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Run what you brung, hope you brung enough.
Right.
Clutch cars, automatic cars. Of course, nobody runs a clutch now. I'm old school.
Yeah. Is there anybody left that you know of in the grudge big tire world running a clutch?
No. I don't know anybody that runs a clutch at all.
At all, unless it's a pro stock.
Unless it's pro stock.
Unless it's pro stock.
No, none of the newer.
And I think the biggest deal is just the in between round maintenance. Probably. Is that fair to say? I know it's piece
it wasn't a big
to
deal
you,
to me.
but
but if you grew up doing it, when automatics would blow up every run,
yeah,
you had to run a clutch. Everybody ran a clutch, but nowadays automatics are good enough and quick enough, and the converter technology is fast enough that I will say that the automatic is as I'll go out and say it's as quick. I don't know if it's necessarily as fast. Pound for pound, I don't know if it's as fast because I can lock a clutch up in 0.7 and leave it locked up. So this is, I guess it's kind of apples and oranges because it's not a lockup converter. We don't have a lockup converter, so it's a little different.
Right.
A clutch you lock up and you pretty much leave it locked up throughout the run, which is why they run better mile an hour.
Okay.
And why, like in 632, that's why it's kind of a toss up in Pro 632. You see some guys out there with clutches because they're quicker. They're quicker to the middle because they're locked up.
Okay.
And you can't run a lockup in that class. So
the fella just asked, does Rudy still run a clutch?
Rudy is still running a clutch, and Rudy will be back out.
Okay.
Hopefully soon. but I can get some time to finish them up.
Okay. And that's a big tire?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a Thunder Goat.
Oh, okay.
Thunder Goat will be back thundering. We'll I'm hoping. I don't know. It's just a matter of time. I have to have the time to finish it up and then set it up and get him back out and see if the old man can lube that knee up and and let that clutch loose. I think he's going to be good to go. He's going to be good to go. I think he's going to be pleasantly surprised with what we've done with it. So
Good. So there you go, Michael Kelly. He does still run a clutch, and he's coming back out. That's what Mark said. Rudy is.
yeah,
Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I
yeah,
know
Rudolph.
cars. Yeah.
Or ET or
Got
Ed
a bunch of-
Thomas or
Okay.
and
He's got
Rudy goes
regular
by,
name, nickname.
Yeah, he goes by a bunch of different names.
Pat King says, I still got my clutch.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen you guys. It's another car I put together and set up for him. It's a 5-speed with a small block.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty badass too. I mean, to run it on a slick,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty neat.
Yeah,
pretty
for
neat
sure.
to watch. Yeah.
No, definitely, man. I love driving the clutch, in the beginning when I brought my car out, but funny car is a whole nother story. Driving with a clutch.
Will you look at this dude? Let me put you up here, Mike. No, Mike, you're not invited. You're too damn fast. I'm gonna pull you right back off the screen.
Not sure who that is.
Mike Ramsey, as he does the transmissions for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. No, man, that's exciting news that potentially an invitational at the end of the year, in the fall.
Yeah, I mean, and we might have to try to just figure out something. So the problem again is if you're going to run a true run what you brung, if you're going to put rules on it, then it just turns into an invitational.
Right.
Okay, and if you're going to do an invitational and have some parity, and Mike and Walker and you guys out there that got these blowers, you just heard Jeff and Steve talk about they put 50 on them and took 25 off the nitrous cars. The nitrous cars still couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
The problem is, again, parity.
Sure.
And there's no way that a 5-inch is running with anything y'all got out there that has those 3 little holes, or Mike has 2 big holes on his. I don't know. I guess that's a Janus blower or something like that. I don't know.
Well, all that you're talking about
the hat.
The hat.
Oh, okay.
You can put the hat on anything.
I don't know anything about that crap. Yeah. But anyway,
you'll spend a lot of money on a hat. Right. I can tell you that.
But so what do you do in no time? Are they going to run across the scales? They probably don't want anybody to know how much they weigh.
Right.
So you're going to say, okay, we're going to put 100 pounds on you.
Yeah.
You don't know how much they weigh. I mean, and what happens if they,
I've told you, overdrive is the killer on a blower car. That's key. Did you see what Pap asked?
Huh? What did he say?
What's up with Robin Hood? I'm hearing a lot of talk.
I don't know. If you've talked to him, see what's up with him. He's supposed to come.
He called
Sunday.
our show two shows ago, so 2 weeks ago he called in and basically said he's interested in racing us. He has obligation to go to Capitol for the Stick It To 'Em Nationals on that Saturday night prior to next week's Memorial Day race, Pap. So he basically said, depending on how that goes, if he doesn't hurt anything, how the car's running, he may come to MIR on Sunday and give us a race. Is that how you remember it?
That's
how I remember
simple
it.
as that. So I told him if he rolls in there, just come see us, and we'll go ahead and try to figure something out to run him. If not, we'll just keep on keeping on, and at whatever other date we can catch him at, we'll run him at a different date. We're just trying to race. It's just really that simple.
Yeah, for sure.
So Gordon Thomas, no. This dude.
That's what Michael Kelly just put on there.
There's no talking.
He said Michael Kelly comment hasn't come up on yours head, so that's never gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no. You're not gonna get. He said he'd sell all that crap before he does that. So needless to say, I had to set up. We've got a different setup in there now. So I mean, but no. There's going to be no automatic in there for him.
Yeah. Well, I honestly thought there'd never be an automatic in your car until there was.
Yeah. But that was more so. I don't know if Mike Keeler's on here watching and maybe just not commenting, but I had it sitting on the floor. As crazy as that sounds, a $15,000 transmission sitting on the floor, but
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, if I make the mounts for it, would you run it? I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, all I gotta do is buy a shifter. Of course, my shifter matches because my shit matches. It's blue. Um, and so he made the mount for the transmission. He made the mount for the shifter, and we put it in there, and
Rest is history.
rest is history. Hindsight being 2020. What I should have done years ago when me and you were talking about and you driving the clutch.
Yeah.
Contrary to what folks think, me and Mac have been talking about racing and racing that car for since 16, 17.
Yeah, 16, 17. That's fair.
Anyway,
yeah.
I had a prototype clutch in there, a prototype lockup clutch from Bonifant, and there was a bunch of stuff, and the old man had passed away, and so it was a bunch of proprietary stuff that we had to figure out, and I just never really got it 100% figured out. It was still fast. It would still run 80s, but at that point, 80s was no longer fast in PDRA, and so it was like, I'm going to park this thing. I'm not going to keep chasing my ass with it. And then threw a cover over it, and then we had the automatic conversation, like, put that in there and run it. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not doing anything else. It's not really costing me anything, but his time, he
made the mounts for you.
He gave me his time.
Sure.
Just to tell me, look, old man, you should have done this shit years ago. And I guess in hindsight, maybe I should have. I don't know. When you grow up doing nothing but driving a clutch.
Sure.
In your own stuff anyway. I've driven automatics and other stuff, but yeah, I didn't want to. I knew, much like I just explained, that with a lockup clutch, and I know a lot of people don't know, how they work and all that, but basically you can, with a big engine like that, you can turn on a lot of shit quick and let it slip through low gear, and you hit the lockup, much like you hit a lockup in an automatic, and a bunch of counterweight comes in and locks the clutch up, and on down the track you go. So the few times you have seen it run, like when I ran Jeff, I don't know, the few guys I ran, Robbie, whoever, and you see it go in second gear and pick the front end up, that's when the lockup comes on. It's the same thing you see out there now.
In the automatics.
But it wasn't consistent because of the hydraulics in it. And, Randy Weatherford ran one. His was electronic. I don't know what brand it was. And it ran much more consistent than mine. And we were considering switching. And I was like, man, I'm tired of spending this money.
Yeah.
Let me get out of here. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So now I'm chasing my ass with fluid all over my damn floor. Brake clean, stay dry, all kinds of crap. Man, try this day to do that. I mean, it's work. It's the same kind of work. It's awkward work.
Yeah, it is.
And unfortunately, the case I have, which I guess is that transmission, is a Reed case. I'm sure you guys have seen. Mickey has like a handle that goes up by the bell housing and another handle that goes by the tail shaft to make it less awkward to pull off of there.
Sure.
It only works on the ATI case, I believe, because the front of the case is perpendicular to the face of the bell housing.
Okay.
Or parallel to the face of the bell housing. Whereas this one sits on like that surface is like at a 30-degree angle. So the handle would sit forward. You put a bolt in there, the bolt goes in like this, and the case and handles like that, and that'll never work.
Right.
And then you break bolt heads off and stuff like that. So
it's for sure tedious to be, taking the converter bolts out, and it's definitely.
So I leave that BS to you.
Yeah, not excited. I'm never excited about, hey man, we're gonna change the stator. Yeah, no, definitely not excited about that.
Yeah, well, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. Is it a lot less work? In general, yeah.
Sure. Once you get it right,
you don't have to take the cover off. You don't have to put a fan in there. You don't have to wait for it to cool down, but you wait for an automatic to cool down.
Yeah, you do.
You know, here's y'all's tech tip for you guys that got 400s. Get you a chiller.
Yeah.
You'll find that if you want to be consistent and you've got to make quick turnarounds, it's not gonna. And you wonder why your time slips seem to be getting a bit slower. It's not the tune up. It's not any of that. It's the transmission is hot as hell. Um, that's been my experience, and I've shown that I've seen that with my own car, which is why I bought it. They're not cheap,
Yeah.
but I've proved that to other folks. Say, oh man, I don't need that. Okay, well, and
We'll see Gordon's question. I didn't know if you want to put that up there and answer that. I'm gonna go freshen the beverage away.
okay.
Do you need one?
No, I think I'm good. So that type of power, how often you check the converter? But I guess you need to clarify that. Check the converter as far as what? Converter bolts? I mean, you should check those pretty much every time you go out. Um, you know, I put Loctite on them, but you know, all you got to do is for me shake tires or do something like that, and you get one come loose. We've had that happen. I guess that was last fall, where the convertibles came loose, and it sounds like a trash truck. It sounds like you've broken rods and all kinds of crap is beating and banging in there. I wish I had the video the in car videos. You could hear it. I mean, it sounds horrible. So, and that's all it was. Fortunately, we shut it off. Didn't make a run where it actually tore anything up or wallowed out holes in the flywheel or anything like that. But yeah, you guys should definitely check those every once in a while. You know, for the cars that aren't, you know, surely I'm going to guess that radio cars aren't as they're surely not susceptible to tire shake like that, where it's beating on the drive line. But you should still check them because once one comes loose, the rest of them are going to start coming loose. And once they do come loose, you're going to have a mess on your hands and bust up a flywheel and take a chance on tearing your engine up.
Answered his question.
Oh yeah. For all my automatic folks down there, Virginia Speed, Mike, I'm going to stack you up down there. Virginia Speed is the man.
Yeah.
Mike Graham.
He definitely got us right.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Do you know if Alan's making next week's race? Did he say?
I do not.
Don't know.
I do not. I'm going to guess. I don't think he's got his transmission back yet.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully he can make it out. And like I said, hopefully we get a good car count and we can have some fun and the sun's shining. That's where I'm at anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're trying to with this event, the one in the fall for a good bit more chunk of change and paying back, which is back in for the more old school guys out there. I don't know if you remember Stuart Williams and their Pro Outlaws and that stuff back in the day, but that's how that grew. You know, when I talked to him and I was on that little board, and we used to have our conversations about what to do with rules, what to do with payouts. If you look at the history of most classes out there, all the way back to the Orska days, and you probably don't know that. 10-5 days, Mike Hill and Marcus Burt and all those guys back then when Orska was really huge and you know, they had 40 cars. I went to where did I go? Alabama, Huntsville, and qualified with a 3-speed Lenco automatic though.
Are you talking 90s, early 2000s?
This is 2003 maybe.
Okay. So 20 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, but they had all the money up top. You know, 10,000 win, come get it. What's the odds that you're going to win that?
Right.
You know, what's the odds that you can get down to the last four that possibly split?
Would talk about.
Which is usually what they would do. They take 10,000, 1,000 runner up, split 11. Me driving from here all the way across.
That's a long way.
Through Tennessee out there to Huntsville, and
that's a long way.
And first round squid, I think we had a transmission issue, and a seal was messed up in the Lenco drive. But you get nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so what we figured and what I figured was if you start paying back, guys will start coming out because if they know they're going to get something, and you start you've got to find that amount of money.
Yeah.
So you start paying back to on a 8 car field semis. For first round squid, you just first round squid.
Yeah.
And as more cars come and they pay, let's say, $100 to get in, and you got 16 cars there or whatever the hell, and it's all run.
Yeah.
Then you start moving the money back. Move some of it up top.
Sure.
So instead of 2,000 to win, it's 2,500 to win, and then the first round losers get their entry fee back. And then it went from 8 cars, 16 cars to right before he had the C2. And
Man.
yeah, he
I know
had.
what you mean.
I
Yeah.
don't know what version he had
Yeah.
of that, but yeah, he towards the end there, it had gotten big enough that Charlie Buck was in it. He
Yeah.
had another guy. His name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
Helping him out, and they had like 40. At VMP, they had like 42 cars. Everybody wanted to run it
That's awesome.
because they got first round loser up to $500.
For those that haven't been watching the entire time, what Mark is touching on is he's part of working on an invitational race that is hopefully going to happen in the fall this year. That is going to pay all the way back. So if you qualify, you're going to get more than your buy-in. Is that fair to say? Did I understand you correctly? So if you're wondering,
Well, it's
why
invitational, so everybody's going to get.
yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. I guess that was a double negative.
Right.
Yeah. So invitational. So basically, show up, make a lap. You're going to make more than your buy-in. Right.
Right.
Yeah, and it'll be obviously still heavy on top, but that's the benefit to show up to know, hey, I'm at least getting my money back and a little icing on the cake for helping for fuel if you check out first.
Right,
round.
and then really that's what it comes down to. You can race
Michael
on
Walker says, "How do you get an invite?" None of that's been ironed out, but I'll let Mark answer. It hasn't come up yet.
Oh, actually that's people that are more important than me that are putting together the invite list.
So we're not in charge. He's not in charge of that.
And like I said, this is me just putting it out there because we've been talking about it, to let folks know that we're trying to do something else with Big Tire and hopefully bring that back. I know guys, maybe some of the younger guys because they don't know about old Frantic 7 stuff.
I knew Frantic 7 and all that. I was running bikes, not in cars, but I know. And go back up to what Gordon said. Gordon asked Mark what happened to Mountain Motor Pro Stock. Frantic 7 piggybacked off of that. That was what I called the war on Wednesday.
Right.
Back in those days,
Right.
man, those were like going to national events. And I think that's what Gordon means. Those are like going to national events on a Wednesday. Mark can touch on the Mountain Motor Pro Stock. I know they've had a hell of a comeback. They're in PDRA and now they're in NHRA.
Right.
Which is awesome because I think it's badass naturally aspirated cars. They're running what 16s in the quarter.
In the quarter, I think they're running low 20s, high teens.
That's what I mean. Yeah, low 20s, high teens.
Yeah, for NHRA you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And those things they're nasty when they leave, boy.
Yeah, I mean I don't know why there's not more of them out there.
I agree. I think they're cool.
I'm not really sure. I could ask some of my, I guess my pro stock buddies that.
Yeah.
Or engine builders or whatever. What happened to. I know they died off because once NHRA died off.
Yeah, where were they going to run?
They died with them. They didn't have anywhere to go, and then they came up with MMPS, Mountain Motor Pro Stocks, and they eased on into PDRA, and now they got their own class.
Yeah.
But
did you see what Walker said? It was. I agree. He said, great times when Dad ran Frantic 7.
Yeah. The Wednesday nights. But I think I'd like to believe that in the coming year or two, or whatever. I mean, it's hard to run a track. Tracks are glue is expensive and all that, and at least during the day, most grudge events are what they're in the middle of the summer. You vampires aren't running during the day. The track is not conducive to you guys running how you want to run. You got to wait till the sun gets off the track. And if they could drag the track flat, then you don't have the tractor drag nationals. You don't have to watch tractor races for every, I don't know, every hour they got to get out there for the radial guys. Whereas if you watch any, whether it be PDRA, whether it be if you watched any of the stuff up there at Halsey's track, I mean, they went out and prep the track maybe every hour and a half,
Yeah,
2
it
hours.
wasn't that.
I mean, it's just unless it's really hot and you get the starting line balled up and you got to put some rosin down there and try to re-scrape that over top of it so it doesn't get too slick.
Yeah.
But for the most part, um, you just got a fabulous track, and
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think that'll work out better for everybody, really, because the big tires run on a controlled spin, so you don't have to worry necessarily about um, having a tire rotator because we're rotating tires every time we go down the track.
Right.
And then when the radio guys come up there, now you've got a good foundation. Spray over top of it, drag it. Everybody's happy. It's just a matter of getting the glue back off when we come back up.
Hey, Don Jackson, thanks for saying that. He said the quarter-mile Mountain Motor Pro Stock record is 6:17.
6:17. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I thought they were high teens mainly though.
Yeah,
20s,
I mean, if you back into the numbers, what they run in the eighth.
Has anyone been in the threes yet? I don't think anyone's done it.
I think they've done it off the record.
Right.
They have
Yeah,
not
just
done it.
not in front. Yeah, four flat's the best I've seen. Which not like it's bad. I mean, that's
right.
I think they're a cool class. I think that's a driver's class, just like Pro Stock, and when you got a shift and you got that third pedal, I mean, I love it, quite honestly. Going to auto shift it's great for consistency and all that, but man, when you sprinkle the driver in that, did NHRA change their Pro Mod rule like 2 or 3 years ago that there's no auto shift, they have to shift it?
In Pro
Mod. Pro Mod.
Pro Mod, no, I think Pro Mod's still auto shift. Yeah, yeah. Because the nitrous car, again, we're we're the assholes, the crutch of trying to run heads up. The nitrous guys. This is back in I knew about this because I used to follow it all the time. Ricky Smith did held Congress for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you miss a shift with a clutch, you're out. And if you over rev it chatters tires. If you short shift it, you blow through the clutch. And much like with the Pro Stock, but when you're trying to run those type of times against blower cars, you got to hit it right.
Okay.
Every time. And he's like, well, just at least give us auto shift. So I know it's going to hit right every time. He got that. They ran better. And much like the Tuttle rule of old, same thing with Ricky Smith and NHRA Pro Mod. He gets the stuff to run good. He started running 250s. Mile per hour and a quarter. And next thing you know, they're changing rules. He's pissed off.
Well, Don said they did change it, and then they changed it back. So I did hear it correctly.
Okay, Don.
Thank you, Don.
I never heard them change it because the reasoning behind that was that. I don't think, but I would think that at this point, I don't even know if there's any more clutches in Pro Mod anymore.
Right.
And I don't think they let them run lockups either. I don't think you're allowed to run lockups. I don't know if that's just because they're spinning them so fast. You overdrive them and tear a bunch of shit up. So I don't know. I'm not really sure about that.
Okay. Kenny said correct to me and Don. It lasted one race. So I guess they changed.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, one race. It makes sense. They gave him a fighting chance.
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah.
I appreciate
that. It for racing around here, I wish they would go back. Everybody put shift light back in their car. But they're not. Technology is not going back the other way. They're not going to put all the functions back in the driver's hands. I mean, you've got enough in a grid or in a Holly or in a fuel tech system, whatever the hell, to automate so much stuff that we couldn't automate back in the day when you had a 70L, a multi-step retard, and some chips. There was no curving, timing. There was none of that. You had chips and you cut our ass loose. And you drive through the chatter, you feel the chatter, you short shift the gear.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, I think, driver
input.
Talent, driver input to
you can
to
watch
make
it
that
just
work.
with like Troy and in Pro Stock, regular Pro Stock. I mean, when a car's about to knock them off, some drivers catch it short shift and are able to power through in Pro Stock. And and like I said, I mean, with my car, I didn't have auto shift. I had a Leahy box to begin with, and then went with a grid, and I didn't auto shift either one. I figured it was a 3-speed Linko, and in 5 seconds, I had to make 2 shifts. That to me was easy.
Yeah,
it just was.
It was a little. That's much easier than in my car.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I have no
mean,
doubt. I have no doubt.
with the bigger engine, you're shifting a 4-speed at 0.9 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's
for
like
me, the old man, I couldn't catch it. I'd be like 1.1 and blow my eyeballs out. And I try
Right.
to set the shift point, set the shift light 300 early, and on a good pull, where you're really, you're low in the 0.9s,
Yeah.
it just didn't. I was just not
Yeah.
fast enough. It was just I couldn't make the 1-2.
Well,
It was too much.
in Pro Mod Motorcycle, when we all were shifting, it was right about the same. I mean, I went 412, 176, shifting 4 times. And that first shift was right, right at a second, pretty much right there, give or take, and I don't know. I just think doing the motorcycle aspect of it and having to do so much kind of it's what helped me. It slowed my mind down to make it a little bit more comprehensive when I hopped in the car. Did you see Lamont talking about everyone's talking about your orange Monte Carlo?
Mhm.
It
Oh
might be
yeah, back in the
delayed.
stick days.
Yeah.
Back in the stick days. Yeah.
I can
Well,
remember sitting in the stands, didn't even know him from Adam, but I was a fan. And I'm not just saying it. You knew it was a front running car that was always there, in my opinion, as a spectator.
yeah,
Ironically, here we are years later, friends.
yeah, and that a bitch. Yeah, how did that happen?
I have no
Anyway,
idea.
yeah, so yeah, back in the frantic 7 days when everybody, again, you had. I will also say this, and this is, and I don't even think this is going out on a limb. If you look back in those days, Frantic Seven, I think by the time that 738 I have, that was um, that was about the biggest engine out there.
At its time.
You didn't have all the options you have now. You have so many different options with engine combinations, different cylinder heads, all that kind of stuff. If you go back all the way to when I first got that Monte Carlo and it had 706 in it, 706 was big. And it was a 484. So, you just didn't have, and you had, the ignition was the limiting factor. Anybody that raced that long knows that, a 70L2 is not going to fire off 3 systems. So, I had 3 on mine, but you didn't want to put that in that button was on the steering wheel.
Oh, so you had to hit it yourself.
And it was like,
yeah! I got to give it to it.
Next thing you know, you almost to the finish line, you hear that. Oh shit! There it goes.
Yeah,
she's done.
Piston
Gonna pull the
valve,
cylinder heads off.
Yeah.
But that back then you had so many other limiting factors where all those factors are gone, and you've got so much more automation. Once the 7530 came out, 7530T is what you had to run. Which was the T was for traction control.
Okay.
That you had to run in NHRA and the IHRA, and I think Royce had it that you had to run because we had to run kind of by their rules.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 7531 came out that you had slew rate control and all that helped smooth the power out, and then we're off.
Yeah.
The grid comes out, and all the systems are time based with timing. Well, you can do anything.
That's the best bang for the buck from a controller standpoint to me is a grid when it comes to cars. In my opinion, just in a little bit of knowledge that I have from that respect, because I've always had tuners. I just think you can do a lot with a grid and the replacement value as opposed to as I wear a Fuel Tech. Fuel Tech is badass. Don't get me wrong, but you better go to NASA and really study it, learn it, and and once you do Fuel Tech, I swear to God, you can open and close your blinds at your house with Fuel Tech. It's so damn intelligent, and it's a badass system, and like Michael Harris just said, 706 was big. Now you have Hemis and 1,000 cubic inch motors.
Right.
He's not wrong there.
And you're back to what this goes back
Money.
to you're back to
money.
Yeah. Parity and dollars.
Yeah.
And that if you get 1,000 cubic inch engine, 997, whatever they are for the nitrous version, I think they got over 1,000. Sonny has for a pro stock engine.
Yeah.
But then you're putting a crank in it every 20 runs.
I was going to say
the stroke is so big, the cranks don't hold out.
Gotcha.
And they don't spin, so they run like a goddamn diesel. So they're trying to make the blocks taller and taller to get the rod ratio right.
Yeah.
Do all that kind of stuff, and
something's got to give.
Yeah, I mean, they should have, in my opinion, they should have limited for nitrous cars the cubic inch at 903 or 910, which is what they held off in NHRA for a couple years there.
Are they bigger than that now? Can they have
Well, yeah, they can
939s in
run
there?
whatever now.
Can they?
And Northeast, they opened it up. They kind of follow NHRA.
NHRA.
So, you just keep on going cubic dollars. If you
Yeah.
now, the 738 I had, well, the 800 came out.
Yeah.
And okay, well, what's that? Okay, you need a billet block, bigger crank, similar heads, and then after that, the 5.2 came out. Okay, well now you got 833. Well, shit, and you just keep following it down that road, and now you're in $100,000 engines, and now engines are 130, 140, and
It's insane.
I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
For the guys that say, oh, well, you couldn't qualify PDRA, there's a lot of guys that couldn't. That's why there's only 15 cars out there now. So I could go out there now and qualify. I could take what I got now to 5-inch
Yeah,
qualify.
absolutely.
Because there's only 16 cars.
Right. But what's that do? I mean,
I think it's a great field, but I think a lot of guys just, much like with Extreme Outlaw Pro Mod, which was the crazy screw blower,
right.
super duper, leave it unlimited. You can't leave it unlimited because the cubic dollars, the money machine's going to come in there and blow everybody's ass out the water. And I think that's similar with on the nitro side. The Pro Boost, I think it's more so because you've got the Pro Line combination out there that you go there and you get their combination and that's what you got. And everybody's got it, so they all run similar. If you can put a little more magic on yours than somebody
you have
else.
The money to pay Petty to come over and help you out.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not behind all of them.
No, he's not.
And they're still fast.
Not. Sure, absolutely. So, yeah. No, I mean it's like a trifecta. I mean, you got to have the sack, the money, and the knowledge. To do anything fast in drag racing. And if you don't have any one of those, you need to surround yourself with people that do.
Yeah,
if you're trying to go out and play.
It got to the point that I could halfway compete just because I kind of knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the money, just working
you
every
do
day,
a ton yourself too.
Which is part of the reason I know it seemed kind of like, towards the end there, I did kind of clown it, but with the Monte Carlo, the one and done, me coming in there late, I wasn't coming in there late because I felt like coming in there late. I had to work.
Right.
So by the time I got home, I'm pulling around the gate and it's 5:00. Well, Royce is already running the first round at 5, and I'm like, okay, well, got one shot.
Yeah.
So and that's all the way on into the Cavalier days too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to work every day. So you move on to now. If you're going to go PDRA racing, you got to leave Wednesday. Yeah. If you're going to go to Norwalk, you got to leave Wednesday morning.
Well, we just talked to King and Jeff Miller. I mean,
they're leaving Tuesday, right?
They were there 6 days.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, almost a week. And, and that's even what Steve King said. He's like, I got my business to run. And they're scrambling, trying to get caught up and, get everything serviced to head back to Norwalk. And, it's just stringent, man. I mean, and then you have the caveat of finding really good, solid help that also has the means to be able to take off and jump in the truck with you. And, I'm fortunate with Derek and Deshay and my group of people, friends and teammates. We all kind of band together when one of our help can't show up. We help each other, and it's tasking if you're trying to run in the front and you're trying to run your program, much less in a car.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know if you recall, but I asked both of them, you got to have at least 4 crew members to run on, 4 knowledgeable crew members, not just 4 people, get this, grab this. And they said, you're 100% right. Because I watched some of the video that Gene Pilot's daughter, I think her name is Jess, had shared. And man, I swear to God, it was 8, 9 people running around that car at one point.
Yeah.
Working, not just hanging out, working.
Right.
And you got to wonder, does that take the fun out of it? And I think King touched on it a month ago when we had him on the show. He's like, Mac, I don't get to hang out, play cornhole, and drink with you anymore. Even if you were here, he's like, we're fucking exhausted by the end of the time, by the end of the day. And man, that sucks. But and then we turn around and go win $50,000.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow that up with that didn't suck. But
right.
Those are purses that should be out there on those guys on that level. And I think it's hand in hand with what we're trying to do and the other folks that we're trying to do. We should at least be running for 5,000 to 10,000. When I say we, I know what it costs for Mark to fund his car. The juice has to be worth the squeeze because the wealth doesn't just go to the top. It's got to be spread.
Right.
Meaning you have other people that help. You have entry fees. You have fuel. There's just so many variables.
Yeah, and if you're like me for all these years, it's all voluntary crew.
Yeah.
I mean, and for guys that volunteer and deal with my personality at the track, for uh, contrary to what y'all think,
Ah.
this version and the track version, this version is me most of the time.
Yeah.
What you guys see at the track, what they try to put out there is, oh man, old dickhead over there, he don't want to talk to nobody. Well, if you have to do it pretty much all yourself for all these years,
Yeah.
and even now, I mean, I got to make the tuning call. I got to do everything. You get in there and cut the button loose. That was so the part for me all these years was to do all that.
Yeah.
Then sit in a car.
Yeah.
I can make changes and
Clear
you
your
don't really
mind.
give a damn because it's
Right.
like, okay, what are we doing? All I got to tell you is bottle pressure and I can tell you short, long burnout, blah,
That's
blah,
it.
blah, blah. I can get
Yeah.
through all that.
Yeah.
You don't need to know wheelie bar height. You don't need to know any of that because I can make those decisions. When I'm in the car, then I've got to
Say all that.
what should I do here?
Yeah.
I'm two back. Let me go up and look at the track.
Yeah. It's that much more to do.
Let me get in the car. Hey, can you pull that clutch can off or the cover off and take 6 grams off? A track looks like trash.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. Whereas me being on the outside, I don't have to worry about that. So that's the stress level. I mean, yeah, I've won a lot of races, but
Sure.
other than kids that would come by, because I'd always keep a Sharpie, and this is back when T-shirts were big, and
Yeah. For sure.
everybody and T-shirts are actually white. Everybody does black T-shirts now, so you
Yeah.
need a silver Sharpie.
Yeah.
But so the kids come by, sign the T-shirts. The adults come by, and I'm like, "Can you come back? Because for one, you guys should understand,
Yeah.
and because most guys come to the track are racers or been around racing, and even with the pros, most of the time, it's not unless they're not. Let's just say it's you with your
Yeah,
car. I mean,
sure.
if you're just, hey, I got a crew, I don't know how to do any of that shit.
Right.
But for me,
Yeah,
I
I
had
do
to
that.
do all that and drive it and drive the truck back and forth, the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards. So yeah, by the end of the night, it's Red Cup, or back then it was Mickey's Big Mouth.
Mickey's. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't have Tito's money back then. Mickey's Big Mouth.
Tito's.
Yeah, private stock, that kind of crap.
Yeah. No,
Um,
my responsibility with my program was adjusting the valves, and I had right side cylinder head and the rear project at the end. So yeah, I did have that time. And fortunately, I had the funds to pay people that knew how to do the rest of the stuff. So I'm certainly grateful. I've learned a ton, but when it comes to him, to circle back with what he was saying, he is very serious, but he's not. I mean, this guy clowns me when I'm doing a burnout and we're getting raced for $2,500. So, that to me is fun because that's me. I like joking. I like, sarcasm. So, it's never a talk down. It's more of just a man, say one thing wrong, I'm clowning you. And that's our jousting we do if we're driving down the road,
yeah,
doing anything.
yeah.
It's fun.
Contrary to the narrative that's
Yeah.
going on out there, and we're just we're not trying to go down that road.
No.
And
Absolutely
deal
not.
with all that. Y'all can say what you want. We're gonna basically fight all that fire with success.
Yep.
He just proved it this past weekend,
Yep.
and both of us have that desire to, or well, more so, hate to lose more
Yeah.
than we like to win. And I know I could already
yeah.
saw that first race. You hate to lose.
Oh. It was mine to win, and I gave it
Yeah,
up.
there's nothing worse than that.
I
And
should be
as a
3-0.
tuner,
Yeah.
y'all saw probably a couple weeks ago up in Cecil County, me tuning Copperhead stuff, man. The driver made that one. The tuner was a jackass.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're the bird, sometimes you're the shit. So,
Yeah. No, it certainly happens. And the frustrating thing, to touch on what you were talking about with yourself, weighing so much of being the tuner and the driver and all that stuff. It's stressful for myself because I tune 2 other bikes. So my focus is 100% on them until I'm on my own. And it's a lot easier to tune my own stuff than somebody else's. So I commend you. And because you have that pressure, and when I say pressure, is you want to deliver for them.
Yeah.
They're paying you, you want to deliver. So you can't help them ride or drive. That's on them.
Right.
But sometimes a tuner wins a race, sometimes a driver does, sometimes they both get it right together, and you can shake hands, kiss babies at the end, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, look, and if you want to, like, Shay, you know this one. Come on back at after we're done, because you know what we're gonna do. And hopefully, win or lose,
Yeah,
we're gonna do that.
absolutely.
Because I can't win them all.
No,
Try to win them all.
certainly.
I've tried. I've got a. I'm sure you've got more than just downstairs, more
Oh,
than this
yeah.
bullshit up
Yeah.
here, with winter circles, pictures, trophies, and all that kind of stuff. But as I've said for the past 20 years, haters make you greater. If they ain't talking about you, you ain't popping.
I agree.
So evidently we popping because it can't stop talking about us. And we're going to continue on with that.
Yeah.
You can guys want to get out here and talk about all this racist crap. You know what we want to do? Race. How about that? And more folks should do that. Less capping, more racing.
Agreed.
That's what we should do. And that's all y'all out there. Getting caught up in somebody else's and believing what somebody else says. I'm going to guess 90% of you folks out there that listen to these lives and stuff have never even spoke to me.
Yeah.
You see me walk around the track. Well, you know what you're going to see me walking around the track doing after a run? This.
Yeah.
And you know what that is? How can I make that quicker?
Thinking. Mm-hmm.
And that's all the way back.
Yeah.
And that's all the way back up there. And that's all the way walking to the starting line, looking at the track, coming back and everything. Do I need to open this laptop up? Should I leave it alone? Do I shoot myself in the foot?
Right.
And
A million
tend
second
to,
guesses.
yeah, I tend
Yeah.
to kind of overthink, but I'll
Me
usually
too.
pull the choke and say, shut up, mind, shut up, just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the folks that have that level of integrity to take the time to, even if you want to come by and meet both of us, come on by.
Yeah.
And if you don't, hey man, that's up to you. But I don't think we're going to lose any sleep over that, because if you choose to go that route, well, that's going to be in my opinion, that's you're that's the short stick in the pile there, to just be like, and let me read this book by the cover that I've never seen,
Right.
and
Exactly.
say he said it. Okay,
Right. Right. So it must be true. Kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave that there and continue down the road that we've been continuing down. I think everybody else, well, I think we get all this friction because I've been doing pretty good with this car. You've been doing a pretty good job driving.
Thank you.
Everything looks good.
Yeah.
And you're always going to see my shit clean. You've been seeing it clean for 20 years.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, well, damn it if you don't like it.
Well,
And
back in my pro mod bike days, I did a lot of struggling, and until we got right and started winning some races, and my friends were like, "Man, you have the cleanest bike out here. Why don't you make it run?" I said, "Well, it's running so slow. At least it's clean as it slowly goes by."
Right.
I can control that.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're
But
gonna get it right.
Look, this is another worker bee right here. Here goes Mike Grab again. That's the attitude you have to do to be a winner.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to win, and winning takes work. It just doesn't
Absolutely.
happen.
No.
There's no gold stars. Hey man, everybody wins. Man, I never grew up like that, and I know you didn't.
No.
That's why we get
Preparation's
along.
everything.
Hey man,
Yeah.
get your ass out here and get to work.
Yep. Preparation's key, man. What you do in the shop and what you do on the keyboard is it should show when you take it to the line, when you take it to the, any race. So I don't condemn anybody for being confident and even cocky. It's, hey, if you put your time in, man.
Scotty Cannon said it best and had it on a T-shirt back in the day. It's not cocky if you can back it up.
Yeah, there you go.
If I'm gonna kick everybody's ass, and he'd go out there and kick everybody's ass. That's where he came up with that T-shirt. Oh, cocky motherfucker! Yeah, I don't know if you ever remember that. That's back when he was running. Of course, I had Vantage Point cars. That's when he had the Vantage Point. That was the first one, the GTO, the red GTO he had, and then he had the Pontiacs, the Firebirds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I go up there. Yeah, he had those T-shirts up there. And they ain't cocky if you back
He's
it up.
a bad dude, man. I mean, watching that documentary that I think Bennett did was pretty. Somebody's calling.
I don't know what this number. Let me see who's calling. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Hello, hello, it's me.
I don't know who he is.
You don't work
She
with me, man. Who's me?
Hey, tall man, don't do me like that.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's the
Deshay. That's all you to
shades.
say. As soon as you said tall man, what's up, boy? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, all that. Hey, check the radio because it got echo coming through my end.
Sounds good to us.
Okay. Let me
All right, okay.
You having trouble hearing us,
yeah,
Deshay?
let me reset the echo cancellation and see if it goes away.
No,
All right.
it's an echo. I can't do it in my earbud.
Hold on a sec, bud.
I got you.
He's gonna try to click something.
How's that?
Ready to check?
How
How's
about
that?
Yeah, we good. What's
Yeah.
happening, fellas?
now? Oh, just doing what we do, Deshay. How was your weekend?
I mean, it was. It started off. It started off raunchy, but it ended up great.
Yes, sir, it did, man. We got a family portrait, didn't we?
Oh, why didn't we?
That's right, man.
Why didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
For y'all that don't know, this is Shay Harris. It's one of Max crew
Oh
members
my
that
goodness,
went down
you gonna
there.
get my whole government? God damn,
Yeah,
tall
give
man,
my
you
whole
know,
name.
Oh man, D.
He said
you,
his
you know
government
the
name.
How
code.
about Shay? How about this? This is Shay.
Yeah, you know the whole code. You know the code, tall man. You ain't- damn.
Man, they can't see your face. They don't know who the hell it is. What we gonna get voice recognition on here?
Voice
Man,
recognition.
listen, just talk to me and I talk to you. Don't be
Oh,
doing all that.
This is one of them guys we see at the track. How about that?
There you go. Jesus.
You're a trip,
Hey,
man.
hey.
Huh?
But look, at the end of the day, whew, it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. Are you gonna be able to make it out next week to the creek to shed?
God willing, whatever the case
Get
might
out
be.
next week to the creek to shed? Yeah, I just wasn't sure. I know you and I haven't spoken about
God
next
willing,
week because
whatever the case might be.
starting to echo again. You hear that? I just wasn't sure.
And we got
I
a
know you
delay
and I
on
haven't
there.
spoken
Come on, Tom man,
about
get me
next week.
right.
He's
Get
working
that
on it.
feedback.
Settle
Hold on,
down,
man.
man.
I was trying. Look, I was trying to.
Sound like you're yelling at the McDonald's worker at the drive.
Cheeseburger,
Right. You simple man.
I
He's
need my extra fry too. Shit.
he's trying to re-click and do some stuff, man. Yeah, I'm super bummed that we don't get to hang out again tomorrow and head down to VMP and see if we can keep this streak going. Let's hope this doesn't put us on ice a little bit. You know what I mean?
I was thinking something, but I ain't gonna say it though. I'll tell you that on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about
Yeah,
it.
I'll tell you that on the ground. I was thinking about something, but I
Okay.
ain't trying to put it in the airways.
He's sharing the winner circle picture, man.
Yes.
Jimmy Shiflett, Herb Shiflett, Deshay, my lovely wife, and us, and myself. I'm sorry. We had a great time, man. Everybody was good. I wish I need to get off my tail and get some more T-shirts, man. I could have sold a stack of T-shirts down there. It was nonstop people wanting T-shirts and all that stuff, which
Mac,
is
do you know how many people came to me and asked me that, and I couldn't tell them nothing?
yeah. Sorry, I need to get on it on the ball. My boy Tyler Clark. I'm overdue for a new design, but I'm getting. I've got a. I know you know this, but for the folks listening, I've got another body now. So we have two different versions of the General Lee, and we're gonna do a really cool version that is really gonna be something that no one's seen before. So I don't
Hey,
know
look,
what.
I was about to say something, but I ain't
No,
even going
don't talk
there.
about it. No, with any
Okay.
luck, it'll line out. Maybe we'll have it out by the end of the year. If not, it'll come out beginning of the year for it. It's
Good.
gonna be cool. I'm all about just doing fun stuff. I mean, these are all shows I grew up on. I enjoyed the
I
Starsky and
think
Hutch.
everybody that has a car or likes cars grew up with Starsky and Hutch.
Hey, look
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Grew up with.
And what y'all, who all the listeners don't know, if y'all ain't realized it, my man ain't lost but one round of racing.
You're
One
right, man.
round of racing.
Yeah, one round of racing this
The
year, and
whole,
I did it.
the whole, yeah, that's what on both sides of the field, the car and the bike.
Yeah.
Get it.
Austin Brown, I've already done a Smokey and the Bandit
Yeah,
bike.
he's already done
Already
Smoking the
done it.
Bandit too. So
And it's
pretty much
badass.
anything that's some kind of car theme,
Yeah, I've done it.
he's done it on a bike.
I've done Smokey and the Bandit. I've done Knight Rider. I've done Starsky and Hutch. I did Days of Thunder. And I have about 5 different versions of General Lee. Getting ready to do another one. But again, not looking like anything else. But Smokey and the Bandit was done, God rest his soul, by Ryan Young in Docile. It was a Hayabusa. I had no bar that was set up to run well into the 7s. It had Burt Reynolds and Sally Field on the back of it. It was damn cool. You know, just again, another cool stuff. So I've got other ideas that I don't want to say because, you know, I'm nowhere near done racing. So I'll bring them in and move them out later on. You know, I love.
That be the whole.
Go ahead.
That be the whole thing. Because when you put your when you get ready to bring your product up, you be like, all right, don't say nothing. I ain't even going to show you. I be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got to keep that stuff to myself, man. It's fun. I just, you know, I've got countless time and money and all these paint jobs and helmets and all that, and you know, for me, I love it. It's almost like a guilty pleasure. I just enjoy doing that stuff. So, but I don't know, man. I guess at this point, you know, what do you want to talk about, Deshay? If not anything else, man.
Yeah, we're right around 2 hours
Oh,
here,
no.
so.
Oh no, I just came in and just messed with you guys. I ain't want nothing. Yeah, I'm about to step off. I'm good.
I
I just told him,
appreciate you.
Tall man.
Okay.
Tall man, you go back to the green suit, Tall man. To the
Oh
green
man,
suit.
hey man, green doesn't match anything. You know my suit is blue.
No, it's blue now, but it was green as hell, and your car was orange. I'm gone.
Was it green when your car was orange?
No,
It was green when you had the Cavalier.
when I had the orange Monte Carlo,
Carlo.
I had an orange suit,
That's what I figured. You wouldn't
and when I bought
mismatch that.
the Cavalier, I had black pants and a green jacket.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it was.
And then when I got
That's
this, I
how
got
long
black
I've been around
pants
here.
and a blue jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the blue jacket.
Yeah, he wouldn't strike me as missing that
You
bus.
jackass, my shit been matching for years.
Yeah, that's
As expensive as them damn
Your
suits
shit
are
did.
for a SF-15, nah, man, my stuff matches.
Yeah.
Your shit didn't match. You had an orange car and a green suit, man. Get out of here. I'm gone.
You're full of crap. Get off. Don't let me trans break you. Get out of here.
December, Deshay.
I'm gonna translate myself.
All right, man.
I'll see you in the morning, Deshay.
Yeah, folks. So anyway.
All right, guys. I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, I think that'll be about it for today.
Yep. We'll
I
see.
guess like I said, everybody's drowning this weekend, so there's not going to be too much going on, I don't think.
Yeah.
So hopefully next weekend, it looks like the extended forecast looks like I think 80s by next Sunday.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, so it ought to be good. So,
looking forward to it.
Like I said, with the with the race next, what's it, Big Fred and Larry T's custom tees.
Yeah.
You know, $5,000 is going on top of the pot, 250 entry.
Yeah.
That's what we got coming up.
Yep.
And you got some all steel, all glass shootouts. You got some other radial shootouts that day. And I do believe that's about it.
That's a wrap, guys. I appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, share. You know.
Yeah, man. You guys that are left on here, we're down to about, I don't know, 30, 40 or 50 folks left.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button.
Please.
Hit the subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Help us out.
Yep.
We hope you like the show. We're constantly trying to come up with new material.
Some new folks.
Yeah.
Talk to some relevant people in the racing world and what they're doing at the winners out here, and you don't, not necessarily just that, but it's nice to hear that perspective of that level of racing, which is, you know, for a big tire anyway, that's the pinnacle.
Top tier,
there.
Man.
You know, maybe as this year goes on and they have small tire racing, get some of the small tire guards come on here, whether it's you know all steel, all glass, you know, 28s, extreme 28s, any of that kind of stuff. So
for sure.
But anyway,
Thank
All
you
right,
much,
folks.
guys. You guys enjoy the weekend. Try to stay dry, and we'll see you next week on
See you
Tuesday.
next week. Already. Have a good one, folks.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I
next
don't
to me.
give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
Cause I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build